Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I've got a couple clean and simple alternatives for the Lots of Pun December 2021 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Let's get started. So first, I've got a piece of scrap paper here, and I've got my soft suede ink. And let me grab my stamp. I'm going to use the toast stamp. And I'm going to ink 2 of these. Okay. And let's set that aside over here and close up this ink. And then I want my Stampin' Blends. And I'm going to start and color with my crumb cake. If your ink pad is very juicy, you may want to give it a minute before you start coloring so that your ink has a chance to dry. And then I'm just going to hit these marks here with my dark crumb cake. And then let's give this a little all over color quickly with the light crumb cake. And just going around my edges a little more. Okay. And then, because of my sentiment, I'm going to add a little bit of blue in here. And that's Misty Moonlight, and a little bit of light Pool Party over that to mix and bleed a little bit. Just getting a little fun and funky with this. It doesn't have to be true to life. And then I'm going to come over all of that again with my crumb cake. So let's do that quickly on this second one, using the bullet tip here because I don't want to lay down too much of the dark. And then we're coming in with the light crumb cake all the way over, just having a little fun with our color here. Okay, and then got my Misty Moonlight that I'm just going to ziggy zag in there. That's the official term, ziggy zag. And then color over that with the Pool Party to give it a little more funky kind of look. And then come back with my crumb cake, the light. Okay, and there we go with that. Let's pop these out of the way. And now we're back to stamping. So I've got my Memento ink here. And we're going to put a little eyes and smiley on that one. And then, whoops, nope, I do want that. Sorry. I need to stamp off over here and make sure my lips aren't going to add any ink. And now I just want to ink the eyes. So just on the edge of the ink pad. And now we're ready to move this. And grab my Cherry Cobbler ink pad. And let's ink up those glasses and see if we can't add the red glasses. Okay, and let's close up my Cherry Cobbler ink pad and grab my Magenta Madness. And I want a couple of these little hearts. Okay. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and cut all of these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this piece needs a little smile on it, so I'm going to do the same thing with the smile that I did with the eyes, and just come right on the edge of the ink pad, and there we go. That looks better. Let's put this away. And then I need a sentiment. So let's slide those over to the side. I've got my Misty Moonlight ink here and my sentiment from the Lots of Pun set. And I'm just trying to get centered-ish, top to bottom, not side to side. Okay, and that says, let's grow mold together. And then I'm going to trim this off and just use my fingers as the guide. And I want to do the same thing over here. Okay. Move those out of the way, and we're ready to start building our card. So I have a Misty Moonlight base and a basic white liner, and then a piece of the Misty Moonlight in color designer paper that's part of the 2020-2022 pack. And we're just going to add that right down here at the bottom. Okay, and then go ahead and add our multi-purpose glue here and center this. Check the sides and the top, or the sides and the bottom, and the other will take care of itself. Got just a little bit of fuzz here on the edge that needs to go away. And then, as I said at the start, this is kind of a clean and simple card, which means that there won't be a whole lot going on. Getting ahead of myself, though, I do want to add a little color to this. And I'm going to do that by blending on a little Pool Party ink real quickly. That's a simple way to add some color in your background. And this is just a light bit of color. You could choose Misty Moonlight instead, if you were inclined. Just want to give it something so it's not quite as stark. Okay. And now we'll add those dimensionals, and we're going to put our pieces of toast down. Got one that wants to tag along there. And so we're going to put this down here, and then let's do this one. And then I decided, instead of cutting out those hearts, I'm going to add those here like I might embellishments, but by just stamping them on. So I'm going to go one here. Don't rock your block. Okay. And then let's get our sentiment put together. And I've got a piece of that misty moonlight. And let's go for my mini dimensionals here. Just along, oops, picked up the backing piece and not the dimensional. Ugh. Let's put that one aside to deal with later. Okay. And now we'll trim this using the edge of our sentiment. And then back to full size dimensionals here. It's not straight. That's what happens when you don't have your paper straight. You can't put things down straight. So let's correct that. And then add Grid Paper is your friend. If you don't know, it is available in my Stampin' Up! Store. And you can find a link for that in the description below the video. Makes it so much easier to line things up. Okay, again, lining up with the grid paper. And there's a little clean and simple card, perfect for Valentine's Day. Or this might even be my anniversary card. So let me clean up and we'll move on to the second alternate. For this second lots of pun alternative, I'm going to start with some basic white and the toast stamp. I'm a little amused by this, if y'all couldn't tell. I love something that's a little fun and different. So I'm using soft suede ink. And let's close that up and set my stamp out of the way. And now I'm going to color this in with my Stampin' Blends. So I've got my dark crumb cake and my light crumb cake and light cinnamon cider. And I'm going to start with the bullet tip on my dark crumb cake. And just come around and do the crust in that color. Although cinnamon cider could have been an equally good choice for your crust. Okay, and then I'm going to color these shadow marks here, or I'm going to pretend they're shadow marks, and then give this just a quick all over blend with my light crumb cake. It's wheat toast in our house, so got to get the right color going here. Okay, and then I just want to, whoops, sorry about that, want to dot in a little bit of the cinnamon cider, because you know you have that little bit of color differential. And I'm going to color over my dots with my light crumb cake, and then I'm going to come again and hit them with my color lifter, and one more time kind of gave my bread some freckles there. So let's do the oops, got to put that lid back on and it doesn't want to go. And so I'm going to lay down some of the color lifter and see if on this second one we can't get these little speckles to blend a little better, since the cardstock will be wet already. And I just want to get around to all of these and keep them wet, because as long as your ink is wet, it will keep blending. Once it's dried, it will not move. And this is the light crumb cake. Maybe we'll pretend this is raisin toast with our speckles in it. Okay. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and cut these out. Let's set that aside. It's easier to cut out when you are cutting from smaller pieces, so get it off that larger piece of cardstock quickly. And I do like to leave a little bit of white border. It helps the image to pop a little bit more. And you can decide how much white border or none that you'd like to use. And of course, as always, I tell you, you're turning your paper, not the scissors. And it makes the cutting that much easier and smoother. Just need to round that little corner there. Okay, and we are almost ready to put this together, except we need our sentiment. And I've got one of those strips that we cut off our cardstock when we're making layers. And this is Pacific Point ink. And let me move this down here where I can see through it more easily. You can still see. A little harder when I'm working with the smaller pieces to see where my cardstock is. Okay, and close this up and pull those paper snips out again. And just going to use my fingers on the side here as a guide. Okay, and we are ready to put this together. So I've already got my basic white base. I've cut with a layering circle. I've got another piece of basic white that I've cut with a Stitch So Sweetly die. Let's and let's straighten this up here and pop this on. And I need my mini dimensionals for my sentiment. And I'm coming in just a little bit from the ends. Because this will overhang my my layer here, and I'm not worried about supporting the ends. Okay, and then back to my full-size dimensionals for my toast. And who says you can't be a little silly even if you're toasting someone's success? Life's too short to be serious all the time. Okay, so I've got a double set of dimensionals at the top and a single at the bottom. Oops. And I didn't take my... Okay, so there is my bottle tag. For me, I've got a little bottle of Moscato here that this is perfect on, but you could use any beverage of your choice for your bottle tag. Thanks for stopping in today. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker of theartfulinker.com. If you don't yet subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you can do that in the link in the description below the video, and you'll receive my Beyond the Box tutorial bundle each month that I send out to my subscribers. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your card making friends, and when you subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the bell, you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Have a great day. Bye.